Hello, and welcome to NeoEnglish. Today, we're talking about something fun and exciting, Nintendo. Everyone's buzzing about their new console and what it's going to be called. Ave, did you hear about this?
Oh, I did. The name of the new console might be Nintendo Switch 2. Some analysts or experts are saying it's a really good choice. Isn't this fun to talk about? It's simple and clear, but also a little surprising for Nintendo.
Absolutely. These analysts think Nintendo Switch 2 is a great name because it's easy to understand. And just like you said, it feels different for Nintendo. Normally, they pick creative or unusual names like Super Nintendo Switch or even Switch U.
Yes, Nintendo is known for naming their games and consoles with extra words. For example, in the past, they used names like Wii U and Nintendo 3DS XL. But this time, they might keep it simple with Nintendo Switch 2. Eric, can we explain what console means for those learning English?
Of course, a console is the device you play video games on, like Nintendo Switch or PlayStation. If you've ever played Super Mario or Pokemon on a machine with controllers, that's a console. For example, I played Pokemon on my gaming console last weekend. Or, my friend loves the new PlayStation console.
That's right. Using console is pretty common, especially when talking about video games. So, if you love gaming, this word will be useful in conversations with friends.
What's also exciting, Ava, is how people reacted to the name. Some think it's perfect because it tells exactly what it's about, an upgrade to the first Nintendo Switch. Let's explain the word analysts, since they're the ones giving these opinions.
Sure thing. Analysts are people who study and give opinions about a topic, like business or games. For example, in the news story, analysts study how people will feel about the new name for the console. Here's another example. Sports analysts predicted the winning team for the tournament. And financial analysts warned about changes in the stock market.
Good examples. So, analysts are people who are experts in understanding trends or ideas. It's a word you can use when talking about anything from games to the economy.
Now, let's talk about some of the other names people thought Nintendo would use. They had fun ideas like Switch U or New Nintendo Switch HD 3D XL Final Chapter Prologue. Do you notice how that last one feels a little long and funny?
It sure does. Final Chapter Prologue sounds more like the name of a book or movie than a game console. Sometimes words that are too long or complex can confuse people. It's a good reminder to keep things simple in English when you can. For example, instead of saying, I am extremely delighted, you could simply say, I'm very happy.
That's such a good tip. Simpler is often better. Speaking of simple, the word normal came up in this news story. Analysts said Nintendo Switch 2 was the most normal option. Should we explain what normal means?
Definitely, normal means something usual or expected. For instance, it's normal to eat breakfast in the morning. Or wearing a coat in the winter is normal. When something is normal, it doesn't surprise people or feel strange.
Right? But sometimes being normal can actually feel surprising. Like in this case, Nintendo choosing such a simple name is surprising because the company usually picks unusual names.
You're spot on. Isn't it fun how normal can have a slightly different feel depending on the situation? Language is fascinating like that. Ava, before we wrap up, let's review the new words and phrases we talked about today.
Great idea. First, we learned console, which is a device for playing video games. Remember, you can say, I enjoy gaming on my console.
Then there's analysts, who are experts that study things and give opinions. You can use it like this. Analysts predict that this movie will be a big hit.
And finally, normal, which means something usual or expected. For example, it's normal for people to feel nervous before a big test.
Perfect. We hope you enjoyed learning about Nintendo's new console and picked up some new words to use in your conversations. Remember, learning English is just like playing a video game. Practice a little every day, and you'll level up.
That's a great way to put it, Eric. Thank you all for joining us in today's episode of Neo English. Keep practicing, stay curious, and have a wonderful day ahead.